don't forget to drink your water and your chai. Chai is also very important, guys. Chai is love. Hey guys, Harsh here and welcome back to Technolobe. This is the OnePlus Nord. I've been using this phone for about a week and you know me. The number one thing that I test in any smartphone is the camera experience. So that's exactly what I have been doing for the past week. I have been taking a lot of photos with the OnePlus Nord. Now before buying this phone, I saw a lot of reviews of the OnePlus Nord and almost 80% of those reviews said that the OnePlus Nord has a very inconsistent camera experience. But you know what? I do not agree with that. OnePlus Nord has a pretty capable camera which can shoot some really good photos which are comparable to the competition out there. I've done its camera comparison with the Redmi K20 Pro and frankly I was surprised with the results. I thought that K20 Pro will be miles ahead of OnePlus Nord, but that's not the case. In a lot of scenarios, OnePlus Nord clicks better photos than the K20 Pro as well. So yeah, I do not agree with the point that this phone has an inconsistent camera experience. But anyway, I'll talk more about this in the full camera review, which is coming really soon by the way, so stay subscribed for that. Today we're going to talk about Google Camera for the OnePlus Nord. Now installing Google Camera is always like magic because it takes the camera experience to the next level and it's a free upgrade. So huge shout out to all the developers out there who put in their hard work so that we can enjoy Gcam for almost all the Android phones out there. So huge thumbs up to all the developers. Now OnePlus Nord is a fairly new phone and that's why the Google camera available for it does not support the ultra wide angle lens and also the macro lens. So maybe in the future there will be support for ultra wide and macro, but as of shooting this video only the primary sensor is working. Now don't worry, if an update comes out with support for ultra wide angle and macro, I will make sure to update the links in the description box below. So stay tuned over there. Also, front camera wide angle is also not working. So for the front camera, only the main sensor is working. So please make a note of that. Alright, now let's go ahead and compare images from stock camera application and Google Camera to tell you why exactly you need to install Gcam on your OnePlus Nord. As you can see, there are some clear differences between the stock camera application and Google Camera. The number one difference is in terms of contrast. So contrast is on the higher side from the stock camera application. This happens in almost every OnePlus phone that the contrast is on the higher side. It's like when you apply an S-curve in Lightroom. The highlights are pushed up and the shadows are put down and that gives a very contrasty look. Now as opposed to that, Gcam photos are more balanced in terms of contrast and that's why they retain more detail. So when the contrast is on the higher side, which is the case with the stock camera application, the details are lost in the highlights and shadows. But that's not the case with Gcam. Gcam retains a lot of details. As far as dynamic range is concerned, both of these applications do an excellent job. So dynamic range is very good from the stock camera application as well as Gcam. Now what about colors? I'm happy to report that the colors are also very similar with both of these applications. That shows that OnePlus Nord's camera experience is really good because this was not the case with OnePlus 8. If you go back and see my OnePlus 8 Gcam video, you will realize that OnePlus 8 did not click good pictures in terms of colors, but that's not the case with OnePlus Nord. OnePlus Nord clicks some really good pictures in terms of colors as well. Now that was daylighting conditions. Let's move our attention towards artificial and low lighting conditions. When it comes to low lighting conditions, here's where Gcam shines. Gcam clicks better photos in terms of detail level and also in terms of the contrast. So the contrast point is valid over here as well and Gcam outperforms the stock camera application by a margin. So the margin is not a lot, the difference is very subtle, but there is a difference. Also, night sight on Gcam is way better as compared to nightscape on the stock camera application. It clicks better photos, better colors, better white balance, better detail level, better dynamic range and overall a more pleasing looking image. So yeah, night sight is still magic and still works like magic on the OnePlus Nord as well. Now let's move our attention towards the front camera. When it comes to them selfies, Gcam is clearly better. The dynamic range is excellent, the colors are good and overall the image is more pleasing from Gcam. The stock camera application overexposes the selfies, which is not a good thing. This is the case with every Android manufacturer out there. They try to overexpose the selfies, which is not good. So please take some notes from Gcam. This is how the selfies should be, at least in terms of dynamic range. Overall, Google Camera is like a free upgrade to your phone and you should install it. I will make sure to drop a link to OnePlus Nord's Google Camera in the description box below. Now you will also need to install a config file with this Google Camera port, and don't worry if you don't know how to do that. I have written an article on my website which will guide you through the process of installing the config file. So read that article carefully and you will be able to install the config file. It's pretty simple. Anyway, this was a very quick video about Google Camera for the OnePlus Nord. As I said, it's a free upgrade to your phone and you should try it out. I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, then show your support by hitting that like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe below. It would mean the world to me. My name is Harsh Punjabi and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.